Shalom. So I would like to address, per request of many, what are the halakhot of a Shabbat who fell the eve of Pesach. Our case, how we do the seudot, how we say hamotzi, can we use matzah, can we use egg matzah, and many are confused with that. But first I would like to remind you that tonight we have a class, A to Z, all what you want or all what you need to know about Pesach, with the opportunity to ask questions. So you are invited. I will be giving the class in the club at the second floor at 8 p.m. So let's recap a little bit what's going to happen on Ereb Pesach. Thursday night, we have the mitzvah of Bedikat Hametz. Mitzvah of Bedikat Hametz is at nightfall. We say Beracha, we search the Hametz with the candle or with the flashlight, and we gather. The tradition is to gather the 10 pieces that we have already hidden. And after we finish gathering them, we're going to say Kal Hamira, recite Kal Hamira, and put them aside for the next day. The next day, although is not Ereb Pesach, we have in the calendar a time of burning Hametz in order not to make differences with other years, and that is the time that we should completely rid off the Hametz. Although you can continue eating Hametz, but yes, destroy the Hametz that you have, and it will be at that time, you burn it, you put Clorox in it to make it uneatable, or any other way that you have to destroy the Hametz. But we can continue eating Hametz. So we gather the amount of Hametz that we want for Shabbat. Let's say we're going to have pita bread. It's the most safe way to have it because less crumbs. The amount of pita bread that my family are going to be eating, try to have the most exact amount so you have less crumb and less piece leftovers. And then we can use that pita bread from hamotzi on the night, Friday night, and Shabbat morning until certain time, until 9:58, I think is in the chart. It's the time of Isur Achilat Hametz. No more Hametz can be eaten. So this is for Shabbat morning. Friday, when we burn the Hametz, we don't say Kal Hamira, because we're still going to have Hametz, and we're still allowed to eat Hametz. So we're eating Friday night that pita bread. You have to be careful not to mix it directly with the food, with the hot food that you have in the plate. So you put it on a different plate, on a napkin. You eat the kazait or the kabetzah that you want to eat, and have your meal, say Birkat Hamazon. The next day, you have to go first minyan, because you have to go early, in order to be able to start your seudah before the time of stop eating hametz. And then the same idea, be careful with the crumbs. You gather all the crumbs, and then you say Kal Hamira, and you threw them either in the sewer or in the bathroom, you destroy them. You let them go. People don't like to throw them in the toilet. This is food. But at that time, at that moment, that is asur to have bread. It's not considered food. It's not bizu nechalim, and you can throw them. So have a small pieces left over, not too much. You don't want to clog anything. So this is one option. Others say no. We don't want to have hametz in the house. We don't want to have hametz at the morning of Friday. We finish. We're cooking kasher lepesah. Everything is kasher lepesah. We don't want to have hametz. How we can proceed? So Friday night, really, you could do hamotzi lechem min haaretz with regular matzah. Although some people have the custom the day before, including the night before, not to have matzah. But yes, halachically is permitted the Friday night to have matzah and say hamotzi on a regular matzah. Not the matzah that I'm going to use matzah shemura for the seder. The next day, it's an isur. You have a takana and isur that not to eat the whole day matzot. Why is that? In order to have the appetite and to inaugurate the holiday of Pesach with achilat matzah, that it's a mitzvah of achilat matzah. We have the mitzvah to eat matzah. So we're going to say shehayanu and the kiddush have a mind the achilat matzah, the eating that special matzah. Therefore, the whole day before you keep the taste for matzah for the night. So you cannot have, I don't want to have bread, and I cannot have matzah, so how am I going to say hamotzi? Can I use my egg matzah? No, egg matzah is not hamotzi, unless you eat 8 ounces. You need half a package of the 8, and I don't recommend you to try that. But no, you cannot say hamotzi on egg matzah. You're going to say mezonot, and this is not the seudah. This is not the obligation of hamotzi. How I'm going to do it? So there is a recommendation, a tip, a way to do it. I can take a regular matzah before Shabbat and little bit of oil. Well, you can do olive oil, would be more tasty. And you fry the matzah a few minutes, seconds. Fry it on both sides. And you can add, if you want, oregano and I don't know what herbs if you like to. And then still this matzah, the beracha is hamotzi. Yeah, fry matzah. You can put on bounty paper after to take the excess of oil. Still the matzah is hamotzi, but it's not useful. It's not good for the beracha on the night of Seder to do the Seder with it. So therefore, it's invalid for the Seder on that night. So you can have it and say hamotzi lechem min haaretz. In that case, you don't need to eat your seudah so early. You can go to a regular minyan. You have your fry matzah and during the meal on the normal quantity to do birkat hamazon afterward. And you can have also seudah shelishit. With that on the condition that you have an early seudah shelishit. You do minhag earlier, and just after that, around 2:30, you have your seudah shelishit. You can have it with that kind of matzah or with the egg matzah. After that, in the afternoon, closer to the Seder, it's not even mezonot. We don't do, only fruits and vegetables. So that's the second way to do to use it. So you can combine, let's say, Friday night regular matzah, Shabbat morning fry matzah, or I can do both of them fry matzah. There is another way. It's not with fry, with boiled matzah. What is boiled matzah? When you prepare a soup, you dip the matzah for seconds inside of the soup. That called cook when it's boiling. It's cooked matzah. The cooked matzah do not lose the status of hamotzi, but is not valuable for the seder. The same idea. So how you do that practically? There is this nets for frying, or any other way that you can do. You dip it inside, you let it drip. You let it drip until it's going to dry afterward. You're going to have a matzah with the taste of, you can put it also a little bit on the oven to dry, not to bake more, to dry. And that one, you're going to have a matzah with the taste of the soup, and you can do hamotzi lechem min haaretz with that. So that's the way to do it. You may have plenty of other questions. For example, you will ask me, how do we have to cook kasher Pesach for Shabbat? Or I can cook on the pot where hametz for Shabbat. Since I'm going to have hametz bread, I want to cook on the pot where hametz and eat on disposable plates. Can do that? Yes, you can do that, but you have to be careful on one thing. You have to transfer the food that you cook on the pot hametz Friday to a tin foil or disposable tray. The reason of it is because Shabbat, if you still have those pots that you cook, the hametz pot that you cook, you could not be washing them to put them away, because then Shabbat is preparing from after Pesach, and Shabbat doesn't prepare not for Pesach, not for after Pesach. Therefore, you cannot wash those dishes. So the right way is to have it on disposable, and the disposable you can put it on the garbage afterward. So we might have many other questions. You are invited to join tonight at 8 o'clock upstairs, second floor in the club. Questions and answer and anything that you want. We're going to make a review from A to Z. See you tonight.